All right, so this is the first problem, problem 1 of part 1.5 part 2. We just did the introduction, and let's do the first problem. The first problem on rewriting a literal equation. The equation of 10x plus 5y is equal to 80, where x is the number of pizzas and y is the number of sandwiches. So in this problem, they're already doing the let statements. They're defining what the variables mean, and they want you to go ahead and solve it. So how many sandwiches can you buy with 3 pizzas and 6 pizzas? Now they're not looking for the solution of the problem quite just yet. They want you to first rewrite the equation. That's the main thing that I'm looking for, especially if I'm grading this. So what they're saying is, hey, this problem right here, well, that can't circle really well, it's technically 10x plus 5y, right, is equal to 80. And they want x to represent pizzas, right? But then they want y to be the number of sandwiches. So what we're really doing is we're trying to figure out sandwiches. So how many sandwiches there are. So we want y to be isolated. So I want something where it says y is equal to. So having said that, we need to isolate the y. So let's go back there. Go back to what we have right there where we had 10. X plus 5y is equal to 80. I want y by itself, so it makes sense for this to be moved by simply subtracting 10x from both sides. Okay, in doing so, we know 10x plus 10x minus 10x is gone, and now we have 5y is equal to negative 10x plus 80. Some people will write 80 minus 10x. That's fine. However, good form suggests that variables come first as the first term. I won't take points off for this. Just get in the future, I want you to get into good habit for linear algebra. So again, the next question is y by itself. Clearly, it has a coefficient of 5 that we need to get rid of. You should understand from previous lessons in years past that to get rid of a number, you have to do the opposite operation. This is 5 times, so I'm going to divide that by 5, and in doing so, I'm dividing the entire binomial by 5. Negative 10 and 80, or I should say negative 10x, which then eventually gets us, and you have to think negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2x now, and then we have 80 divided by 5, which should be, wait for it, 16. Okay. Now, this is what I'm looking for. If I was grading this, I would look for grade this for 3 points. And in doing so afterwards, they say, hey, given that there is an equation, I want to be able to, they want to know what the answer is when x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 6. So this is kind of like back in the days when you should have said, they said evaluate the expression. Evaluate blah, blah, blah when, x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 6. This is them taking it a step forward in context of word problems. All right. So if you don't like my explanation, go ahead and go to the next tab, look at what they wrote, try to understand it. You can see how, in this instance, they kind of kept everything where it's 80 minus 10x. I just personally prefer to have the x with its coefficient first to resemble standard slope-intercept form. Let's go ahead and pause if you need that. Alright, I would like you guys to try this got it by solving for it. You need to solve for m. Pause it now, and then by the time you come back, there should be an answer. Actually, I even want you to go ahead and see if you can compare your answers with your partners. As long as your teachers are asking, if they want you quiet, go ahead and stay quiet. Alright, now that you unpaused it, my answers are here. You can see that from step 1 to step 2, I isolated it. M, by making sure 2m is by itself, divide everything by 2. Just remember 5 over 2 is the same thing as 2.5, so long as they're equivalent, that's perfectly fine. And in the end, the answer I'm looking for is right here. It looks like I'm crossing it out, but I'm actually doing a highlighter, and now you can barely see it. So we are going to move on, and that is done with part 1. or example number 1.